All right, guys. I know we're a few seconds late, but we're here. We're live. It's a Buster Unmasked pop-up event. It's Premier Pro Wrestling. It's the monthly Premier Pro Wrestling. Yeah, even though we know it's going to happen once a month, we're still going to call it a pop-up event. But tonight, it's all about tomorrow night in Dyer, Tennessee. Premier Pro Wrestling's at the Dyer Fire Department. Going to be one awesome show. I'm here with the crew from Premier Pro, T-Pain. I seen we had Baby here too, and she kind of ducked off screen. What's up, man?
What? Yeah, so we got you on the TV over here where we can see it all bigger, and the volume, it's not right in order.
I got you. So look, man, Premier Pro, you're at your 1 year mark, dude. You've been in business 1 year. The train is steaming down the track, steady building momentum. You're coming up to the end of the year, man. I mean, what's your thoughts, man? A year in, what do you think about how things have went down and how the Premier Pro has grown in a year, man?
I mean, if you go back, I mean, over the past few weeks, I mean, I'm sure everybody's seen. I was sharing out different posters from along the way, and I mean, we've progressed and keep pushing, and hey, we're where we're at, and I feel like we're in a good spot, you know.
Yeah, man, y'all, the shows seem to keep getting bigger, and the talent seems to keep getting bigger and better too. Every show, you know, I noticed one thing. I missed the Bradford show, man. I was at the last Dyer show. Awesome show from start to finish, man. Fans showed up for it like they always do. Man, the Russell twins. Man, that was a fun. I'd actually seen them one other time live in Trenton. But, man, I really got a good view of those guys that night. Man, those dudes are freaking athletes. Those dudes they're built good. They're in shape. And they're wrestlers, man. They can go. And I hate that I missed it. Now they're your Premier Pro Tag Team champions, man.
Hey, look, they went out. They over in Dyer, so they go out, non-title match. They pick up the win. I mean, well, at that point, you know, I mean, obviously they're offered a title shot. You know, they asked, they done beat them once. They try again. Hey, look, they went over there and now they did two on them. You know, I don't know, man. They those guys. So they drive up from Illinois. No,
New Orleans, Louisiana.
Yeah, Louisiana. They drive up from down there. And look, man, them guys, they're phenomenal, man. In the back, out front, in the ring. I mean, they're just, they are wrestlers.
Right, man. And I'm going to tell you something. That's one of the things that I think sets Premier Pro aside and apart above a lot of these other companies is the athletes. The athletes, these guys ain't your everyday ham and egger every Friday night guys that just show up after work somewhere and in their shit kicking boots and wrestle. These guys train. They're athletes. They take this shit seriously. They've got a ton of enthusiasm, man. And dude, they're winners, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see how you can go wrong with those guys as your tag team champions.
They man, they come in and did a showing, you know. I mean, when you come in and you beat the Crawleys right off the rip, I mean, that says a lot for you, you know, because the Crawleys, they're phenomenal in themselves, you know what I mean? Right.
And hey, speaking of champions, $1 Million Baby, congratulations, girl.
Thank you.
Brand new.
Made it through.
That's right, brand new. 2-time Premier Pro Women's Champion. How does it feel? How did it feel to finally get a hold of Nyx after all the stuff she's done to you and kind of ran from you and ducked you? How did it feel to finally get a hold to her and give her a little bit of comeuppance?
Well, it definitely took some weight off my shoulders, and I warned her that I was coming, and I told her this time she couldn't run, she couldn't hide. I was going to get my hands on her, and that's what I did. And it really was something special because the little girl that we had the benefit for, I've been just pushing it that I was going to do this fight for her because, you know, sometimes we all get in a ruckus and we need somebody to have our back. So.
And hey, Payne, congratulations is due to you, man. Last weekend, he's inducted into the TIWF Hall of Fame, man. Tell me about it. Tell me how it went.
Well, you know, Randy called me up a few weeks ago, and he told me that, you know, he had appreciated the things that I'd done along the way, you know, and I'd spoke with Decker, and they had both told me, they were like, you know, we would like to do something for you. We'd like to induct you into the Hall of Fame. So, you know, obviously I wasn't going to turn down something like that, you know.
Right.
Go up there, do the gig. Obviously, if anybody's seen Just In Case and Aaron Roberts, they decided to cause a quote unquote problem. Hey, that's all right. You know? But we went out, we knocked it out. The end result, hey, Aaron got the best of me, you know. And rightfully, I guess he should have. I mean, he's twice my size, and hey, sometimes the bigger man gets the best.
Yeah, well, I'm talking more about the Hall of Fame induction, man. I think you deserved it, dude. I mean, it's been a long time coming at TIWF. I think it was a good induction, man. I really do. I'm glad for you. I think it was a good induction. I think it was time too. You know, I do. I think it was time. But look, let's get to Premier Pro Wrestling and tomorrow night. Now, this is Thursday. The show is Friday. Tomorrow night, Dyer, Tennessee, the Dyer Fire Department. And this is almost like a pro wrestling fan's dream because it's like a night of what ifs, you know. There really ain't but one solid match that y'all made. I'm assuming it may be the main event, but Jason Genesis, the Premier Pro Heavyweight Champion, taking on Zay Washington. That's a hell of a match, but the rest of the night is up for grabs. Matter of fact, I'll tell you what, let's just pull up a few of these graphics and we'll discuss it once I get them up and talk about what may happen, what could be. Like I said, it's a night of what ifs, man. It's almost like a pro wrestling fan's dream because you only know that one certain match is going to happen. You don't know what else is going to happen that night. Let me get in here and see what I got. Well, let's just go straight to Marco. Since we're talking about him, let's just go straight to him. And let's talk about this open challenge he's got up, man. Dude, Marco's been the Premier Pro Junior Heavyweight Champion for a few months now. He's the current EPW Heavyweight Champion, which he beat Jason Genesis for that title, who is the current Premier Pro Heavyweight Champion. And he's put out an open challenge, man. And so give me your thoughts on Marco throwing out this open challenge, dude. Either both of y'all, give me y'all's thoughts on this, man.
Hey, so, you know, this ain't the first time he's done that. You know, a couple months ago, he come to me and asked about doing an open challenge out to the public. You know what I mean? So we agreed, and I mean, obviously, the last time it got a little attention. This time looks like it got a little more attention. You know what I mean? Marco is, I mean, again, he's another athlete. You know what I mean? I mean, this guy, he's a monster in the ring, really.
All right, y'all. I'm pulling it back up, dude. I'm having some technical difficulties. I'm over here playing with shit when I should be leaving it alone. But I'm with you. Marco's an athlete, man. That's the one thing about him. He is one hell of an athlete. And dude, this dude is in phenomenal damn shape. Every time I see him, this fucking guy here is out there putting in the time. He's putting in the time in the ring. He's putting in the time in the gym. But here's something that struck me when this open challenge thing went out. There was a couple of noticeable guys kind of, hey, say, I'll take that challenge or want that challenge. One of them was the astonishing Austin Mullitalio. If that's how you say his name, he knows I'm going to butcher it. But hey, this is a up and coming young man too. He's a hell of a talent. What's your thoughts on this kid throwing his name in the hat for this open challenge?
I mean, the kid's obviously been he's been around all this area, really. I mean,
Right.
started, I think maybe at Mark's show, and then eased on down. Now I think he's wrestling for Memphis Championship Wrestling. Is that right? Maybe.
Right. Memphis Wrestling, and he works a lot at Harley Race's company in Missouri. He does a lot of different shows around Missouri. He's like Marco. There's a few of these guys running around here that have all the potential in the world to become superstars. It's just simple as that. Hey, speaking of superstars, another guy who threw his name out there, the King superstar, Johnny Dotson, he was one of the first guys that said, hey, I'll take that match. What's your thoughts about that? I'll be honest with y'all. When I seen that, I thought, hey, that right there could be one hell of a matchup, man. I just, look, here's the thing. Marco is young. He's hungry as hell. He is an athlete. Johnny always talks about he's still the best there is around here. Well, this is a guy that if you want to prove that, this is one of those talents that this is the way to do it. This guy right here. Johnny Dotson, Marco Harris, I think would be a hell of a matchup. The Astonishing One and Marco Harris, another hell of a matchup. There's a bunch of these guys around. And speaking of guys, let me pull Marco down, because here's the thing. Here's a guy who is always looking for titles, y'all. This guy here always, everywhere he goes, he's looking for titles. I don't believe he quite fits in the Marco Harris Jr. heavyweight picture. But JPJ, man, this dude here, everywhere he goes, he takes the heavyweight title eventually. No matter where it is, he takes it. What's your thoughts on JPJ? Do you think what happens if JPJ walks out there and challenges Marco Harris for this title? Will it happen? Will it stand if he does and Marco accepts?
If he comes out, Marco accepts. Yeah, we're gonna produce the match if that happens.
Look, this dude here, he's another one of the guys around the territory that he's hungry. He's young. He's out there trying. He ain't just trying. He's making a hell of a name for himself. He's been in Premier Pro, 3 months now?
Yeah, he's been moving right along. Yep. And I mean, me and you, we've had the same discussion many times. I mean, Jack Parker. I mean, when you look at that guy, he's right here from the same area as us. But I mean, again, he is a wrestler. He looks like a wrestler. I mean, and he's built for it. You know what I mean?
Right. He is. He's a throwback, man. He's a Dr. Death Steve Williams, throwback style wrestler, but he's always in top contention wherever he goes. Hell of a talent, man. I got my opinion on. I don't think Jack Parker's coming out. I don't think he's coming out to challenge Marco, but there is a guy on this show that I think Jack Parker's definitely got his eye on. There's 2 guys, but I think Jack Parker's got his eye on this one guy, and we're going to get to him in a little later. But I tell you what, let's pull up some more stuff and see what's going on. Look, bell time. Tell these people ticket prices, bell time. They've heard it 1,000 times, y'all, but while I'm doing this, tell them again so they know what's going on.
So ticket prices, $10 front row, $8 general admission. We're going to try to get started around 7:30. A lot of times that's a little trouble because a lot of the folks, they're filing in right at the last minute. But that's all right. We'll let you get in, get your seat. But the address is 368 North Main Street in Dyer, Tennessee. Y'all come out and join us. It's going to be a great night full of action. It's guaranteed to be hot, action-packed all night.
Yeah, there ain't no doubt about that. Premier Pro never fails to deliver, ever. I've never seen. Every show delivers. Every show is better than the last. Hey, this guy here now, he's been to what, 2 shows now? This will be a 2nd show. Sean Hoodrich, man, he is he's one of these up and coming guys too, man.
Absolutely. This will be his second show. Hey, and for the ones that didn't see him on the last one, you really need to come check him out. He's phenomenal in the ring. He comes out with a huge ass snake. If you ain't seen that, like that's a sight to see in itself. But no, I mean, as far as the in-ring work, hey, this guy, he's a champion in himself.
Right. He's a hell of a talent. He's another one of those guys out there really going around. He's not just wrestling and staying in one place in his home territory. He's moving around. He's going. He's getting his name out there, man.
He just left it. He did the EPW.
He did the EPW taping last week. And then he wrestles up towards the Nashville area a lot, I do believe.
Yeah. Hell of a talent. All right, baby, this question's for you. Last time we were on here, you said no to the snake. I seen some pictures. I seen Big Daddy with that snake. So did you get a hold of that snake anytime?
I did not get a hold of that snake. If it was out, I was nowhere to be around.
What did it take to get Big Daddy to get a hold of that snake, Brian?
Look, they was betting on some money that he would, or they kept throwing in the pot some money. He ended up rounding up about $80 that night for the situation, just to take the picture.
And that went to the
went
to the family of the little girl.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's talk about that. We've got a couple of more graphics. Like I said, everybody knows this is going to be a short show tonight. Well, I actually love these shows. These are becoming some of my favorites because they're focused. We know what we're doing. We're coming here. We're promoting the card. We're promoting the talent. And I'm really starting to love these specific shows. But they're short. They're always going to be shorter than the normal podcast. I forgot what the fuck I was going to say, y'all. I ain't lying. I took one bit, dude.
Just me and Dennis done forgot everything.
Oh, the benefit, the Bradford show. Let's talk about that. You guys raised a pretty good sizable chunk of money. What, like $4,500 or something for this little girl and her family?
Even money for the little girl.
Hey, so we auctioned some things off that different folks around. Well, the mayor of Bradford, he bought a flat top grill, a Blackstone, and then Tractor Supply out of Milan, they had donated a couple pieces, and then
the belts. We had some belts.
We had a guy, he actually donated a couple belts, and we raffled them off, and then auctioned them off. Actually, all this stuff was auctioned off during the intermission of the show, and then between what we made off of the concessions and just a little bit here, a little bit there, it turned out $4,500, man. I mean, it was a good night for them, and they deserved it. You know what I mean? They needed it, deserved it, and we was proud we was able to give them that.
Yeah, that is a lot of money to raise in a couple of hours at a wrestling show, dude. That astounded me. Just the figure astounded me. I expected it to be 1,500. I kind of expect that, but 4,500, man, that's above and beyond, man. That's really cool, and it's at the perfect time of the year and everything. Everybody needs it, and these people really need it. Premier Pro did what they could to help come through. Really cool stuff, y'all. Really cool stuff. Look, Brian, I know y'all got sponsors, so before we pull up these last couple of graphics, man, why don't you plug your sponsors, man?
Absolutely. There's a guy, he sells houses out of Bradford here with a real estate company out of Milan, Michael Wheeler. He's just an individual that wanted to sponsor us. And then let's see here. We had the funeral home here in Bradford. They sponsored us. The Army Surplus J&W out of Trenton, Tennessee. They sell plenty of Army stuff. Y'all shouldn't really go pick them out. They got everything you could ask for, especially if you're looking for anything like for gimmicks or something for wrestling. They really got it all down there. And then let's see here, Trimmers Auto Body out of Milan, Tennessee. And then let's see, Lynn Carter. He actually he's a fan of the show. He comes to the show. Been coming to the show this whole time, man. He's blessed us along the way, and then we got Brandon Blade. Him, matter of fact, him and his boss both have sponsored the show, and that's crazy, man. I've never even met that guy, and I mean, I'm really blown away that them folks, folks like that do that, man. But it's much appreciated, and it allows us to do what we've been doing along the way, bringing in the top talent, moving forward, upgrading equipment here and there. That stuff is much needed. It's much appreciated, and that's what keeps moving us forward.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Not like do wrestling, like we have entertainment. There's something for
Right.
everybody.
Yeah.
Well, to me, there's a big divide in the wrestling community. You got the sports entertainment. You got that ain't real wrestling crew. Let's be honest. From the very second, the first two dudes decided they was going to manipulate the outcome of a wrestling match to get these people in, to get their money, and to not get hurt, it forever became entertainment. Absolutely. Above and beyond anything else, it's athletic entertainment. I think sports entertainment is the perfect term for it, because that's what it is. It's athletic entertainment. Even the guys who look out of shape and stuff, you got to be somewhat of an athlete to do this at a decent level. I mean, you do. I don't care if you're 400 pounds and big around as a house. If you're in there and you're moving and you're bumping and you're up and you're down and you're doing this shit, you're an athlete. You're somewhat of an athlete. Absolutely. It's simple as that. But at the end of the day, when people come to see pro wrestling, my opinion, I want to give them good quality pro wrestling with a hell of a lot of entertainment. I want to entertain the shit out of them at the same time, because that's what it is. I mean, that's just what it's about. And I think all of us need to come together. If you like professional wrestling, then you like entertainment. You like sports entertainment. We're dividing ourselves, with the old school, new school. We need to start just doing it the right way, the right school. And it is what it is, man. And I think people get so caught up in that. Well, that's not real wrestling. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think most of us have never, ever seen a real wrestling match.
No.
I mean, not in a professional wrestling ring. Now, collegiate wrestling, all that's a totally different thing. That's real wrestling. But if you're talking about pro wrestling, there's no such thing as real pro wrestling. It's just simple as that. You have good, it's qualities, different qualities of pro wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, for me, I mean, I want something for everybody. You know what I mean? Right. Something that attracts every kind of person that likes all kinds of professional wrestling. You know what I mean? It's not all the same, and I want to be able to give them all of it.
Right. I'm the same way. Wrestling, that's what it truly is. If you get it's a complete package. It's not really separate matches, even though when you book a show, these matches may not have nothing to do with each other. I always like to book a complete package from start to finish through the night. So these matches don't have to have anything to do with each other for there to be a certain order that they needed to be in and go in, and these things needed to happen in to give the people a full night and a full story of what they're seeing and what went on. And I think a lot of times a lot of guys get caught up into trying to put on the best matches. Other guys do more entertainment. I think we need to find it right in the middle. We need to
find it neutral for both ends.
All right, guys, we're going to get back. We got 2 graphics left. Obviously, I'm going to save the heavyweight title for last. Caressa Lovin says hi. Her and Jeremy Lovin's Jeremy's longtime security guard for Mark Manley. I think now he's security guards at some of the other shows in Arkansas. But look, here's the deal. Y'all, like I said, these shows, this is a stacked card. It ain't even a card y'all have put out one match that we know is going to happen, and the rest of it is up in the air. Anything could possibly happen, but it's stacked with talent. All these guys have a name. Some bigger than others, but all of these guys, this is a card full of named wrestlers around our area and some of them around the world. So look, let's just quit pussyfooting around it. Let's bring up the dude right now. Let's bring it up, man, and let's just see. Matter of fact, how did y'all even pull this off, man? You got the GCW heavyweight champion, Blake Christian. And look, I know he's a hometown boy from around here. He's made some appearances, but this guy also goes all over the world. He's a guy that is out there building a fucking huge name for himself every time he steps in the ring. His star rises, and y'all got him on Premier Pro, and we don't know what he's going to do. Do y'all know what he's going to do? Y'all got any idea what Blake Christian's coming for?
So, let's see. Backtrack. A few weeks ago, I get a message from Blake Christian. He was telling me he would like to come in, and that was, about as far as the conversation went. As far as back and forth, I knew he wanted to come in, but obviously with AEW, GCW, it was a toss-up of when it would even happen. So then, matter of fact, maybe was it Saturday, I believe it was. I got a message from him. He said, "Hey," I have got confirmation that I will be off and that he had nothing going. So he was like, if you'd like for me to come in and do something, we try to get something going. And so anyways, I guess it was probably Sunday. I touched base back with him, and he come at me with the figures, and we worked around that, and here we are. I don't know what's going to happen. I do know that he's coming. Not only is he coming, he's bringing the GCW heavyweight title with him. I do know that is confirmed, and what he's going to do with the title, I don't know, but he's coming. It's coming. We shall see what happens.
Well, look, I'll tell you this. It's always a great sign when the talent are calling you, wanting to come in, and it's an even better sign when these kind of guys are calling, wanting to come in, that know what Premier Pro Wrestling is. They know what kind of shows they put on, and they want to be a part of them. Really cool. But look, this takes me back to a guy we showed a picture of earlier, JPJ. Like I said, he's like he goes around, he kind of collects heavyweight titles. There's kind of two choices for JPJ. He can't really get it. He can't really get. All right, y'all, we lost him for a second. Anyway, y'all listen. JPJ can't really get at Jason Genesis. He can't get him in a match tomorrow night because the match is already set. Already got Zay Washington facing Jason Genesis. But what I do think is going to happen, I think Jack Parker Jr. has got his eyes on Blake Christian in this GCW heavyweight title. Jack Parker is a guy who is actively trying to do whatever it takes to get his name in those kind of discussions with those kind of guys, with that company. He's always trying to be bigger and better. And hey, I think, man, it's some interesting options going on there. Blake Christian's there. Marco's got an open challenge out for the junior Premier Pro Wrestling Junior Heavyweight title. Who knows who's going to answer that? Who knows what we're going to get there? Blake Christian's here with the GCW Heavyweight title. We don't know what is going to happen here whatsoever. I guess you're just going to have to show it and find out, y'all. That's as simple as that. That's the only thing you can do. We got them back now. Could y'all hear me?
Somebody's calling. My camera off. I don't know what happened there.
Well, look, I was telling the people, to me, this is Jack Parker Jr.'s spot. I think this is what he's really got his eyes on right now. He can't get it, Zay. He can't get a match with Zay tomorrow night with Jason, because Jason's already booked with Zay. It's set in stone. But, man, think about if Jack Parker Jr. could get in there with Blake Christian. And what happens if he gets a 1-2-3 over Blake Christian? Does he get the title? Would the title be even on the line? I know this, regardless whether the title would be on the line or not, if Jack Parker Jr. got a 1-2-3 on Blake Christian, that would definitely catapult his name all over the country, all over the world, probably.
Oh, we're not really sure what Blake's coming for, but I can tell you this. If somebody beats Blake Christian for the GCW heavyweight title at Premier Pro Wrestling, it is going to go nuts.
Hey, Sean Hoodrich, he could have his eye on Blake Christian. He could have his eye on Marco. That's the thing, man. This is a whole night of what ifs in Premier Pro. Any of these dream scenarios could come true.
Absolutely.
We don't know. Nobody's going to know until you go there and you show up tomorrow night in Dyer, Tennessee at the Dyer Fire Department, 7:30 bell time, hopefully. Hey, best concessions around. It's absolutely, hands down, the best wrestling show in West Tennessee, bar none. I ain't even going to bite my tongue on it. All you got to do is come and see and go to others. There's no doubt West Tennessee, Premier Pro territory. Simple as that. Said and done. And that brings us, look, to the main event of the night. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if these two guys have ever actually faced off before.
They haven't.
They have never faced off. So what really happens when Zay Washington steps to the Premier Pro heavyweight champion? There's no doubt Jason Genesis has beat every comer this far.
Right.
But I know, she knows, everybody in West Tennessee knows Zay is one of the top talents in West Tennessee.
Right. Yeah, this is a hell of a matchup here. I'm going to be honest with you. Jason Genesis, what's he had the Premier Pro title now? What, 5-6 months?
Let's see here. So he picked it up March of this year. So we're moving April, May, June, July, August, September, October. We're going in, it's November. We're in 8 months. You know what I mean? I mean, this guy has held it down for 8 months consecutively. He's come in,
right,
defended the title. The goddess out there, she's kind of ensured that a few times. But with that being said, he's undeniable. I mean, the guy, he's come a long way, and Jason Genesis in this area. I mean, when you see him, you know him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Zay, everybody knows Zay. Everybody knows how talented Zay is. He's another one of these young guys we got around here that, look, this guy here is ready for the big time. He's been ready for a while. There's several of these guys who's like that. You're not seeing some regular ass match. These two guys here could be main eventing big shows all over the place. Absolutely. And that's what you're getting with Premier Pro. You're getting the Premier Pro heavyweight title. It's on the line. Jason Genesis always faces the top challengers. There's Absolutely. No denying that. He's not turned down one challenge yet. Like you said, he's got the goddess in his corner, and that's always a plus. But he always seems to hold on to that belt no matter what. By hook or crook, he always keeps it.
Yeah, and I tell you, a lot of people don't even know this. Matter of fact, so Zay has been off, actually. He just came back, started wrestling. He was out for, his knee. He was letting his knee heal. Matter of fact, the month prior to him cutting that out, he was actually right there due for his heavyweight title shot. And, due to some injuries, and he wanted some time to heal, that cut that out. You know what I mean? Now, Zay called me up. We're back at square one. He said he wanted his shot. And, I mean, rightfully, he deserves it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, he's been out a little bit. Like I said, last Premier Pro show at Dyer, I had a nice little chat with Zay's dad. We talked a lot about Zay. He told me that Zay was fixing to come back. Said he was starting to get healed up, get 100%. That's a good thing, man. Especially the kind of matches Zay has and the things he does. You hurt your knee, something like that. If it's not super serious, a lot of times it's best to take that time. Let that thing heal the way it needs to, because I mean, a lot of that Zay's bread and butter. His knees is a lot of his bread and butter, man. He's fast, he's explosive, he can fly. A bad knee hurts all of that, takes away from all that. This right here is without a doubt a main event match. No matter where you go in the country, it's one of the biggest main event matches around the Mid-South area. There's no doubt. This right here is worth the price of admission alone. You got this match. This is the only match we know for sure that is actually happening. So the rest of it is a smorgasbord of what if. It's a dream match for wrestling fans. You got all these top talents, and there's no telling what's going to happen. Who's going to end up facing who? Who's going to accept whose challenge? We don't know what's going on, but I know this. You do not want to miss tomorrow night. Premier Pro Wrestling at the Dyer Fire Department. Look, we got a comment from Justin. He says, undeniable, ready for the big time. I must have stumbled into a conversation about me. No, I love Justin Klein. I'm going to be honest with you. Look, here's the thing. Heat draws money. This is the wrestling business. Hey, glory's good for one fucking night. When that baby face has been on that chase and triumphed through all the adversity, that one night when he wins that big match, that's all glory's good for. If you want to draw money in pro wrestling, you got to put the heat on constantly. You got to put the heat on to get to that glory, to get to that night. And Justin Klein is a heat magnet. And that's what pro wrestling managers ought to be and ought to do. That's what they're intended for. They're intended to accentuate their wrestlers. I like for the fact that when he's out there at the ring, he don't try to overshadow his guy. That's the thing. A lot of these guys, these managers, they get out there and they think that they're the star, that it's them. Well, if you're the star, get your ass in the ring and do the wrestling and let the guy sit out on the outside and cheer you on. Yeah, simple as that. Simple as that. This dude, he does not try to overshadow his talent ever. And he's an asshole. Truthfully, I love the dude, but he is a straight prick all the time, 24/7. And I love that shit. I love that about him. I love a guy who I don't think he even is in character ever. I think that's just who Justin Klein is.
That is Justin Klein.
I think that's just who he is. He's a smart ass, but I love this dude. To me, I think he's probably 100% the best manager in the Mid-South area. Simple as that. I'm going to go on out there and say it. If you want heat, if you want a guy who goes out there and he does whatever is necessary for the show, you know, I meant to listen. I meant to pull up the film of the Bradford show. I swear I forgot, and I hate that I did, man. I meant to pull up the film from him at the Bradford show when he got his pants pulled down with them red drawers on, man. Lord, that was some funny shit. I swear to God, it was hilarious. Some of the best shit ever. And that's great. Here's the thing. The people would not love that so much if they didn't hate him so much. If he didn't have that kind of heat, that would not have worked nowhere near as good. It's awesome. Look, guys, tomorrow night, Premier Pro Wrestling. It's the monthly show, Dyer, Tennessee. Tell them again, Payne. Tell them where they can get tickets. Tell them the ticket prices. Let's get them the bell time, man.
So the bell time, we're going to go 7:30ish, you know, depending on the crowd coming in the door at the 7:30 mark, you know. Dyer, they push it in right at 7:30, you know. So front row, $10. General admission's $8. We're going to pack them in. We're going to have a night full of action once again. We also got a girls match. We're going to talk about Autumn Marie, she actually wasn't on the main flyer, but again, we didn't have everybody on the main flyer. She is going to be there, and she'll be taking on Alice Crowley. That ought to be a main event match in itself, you know.
Right. Both those ladies are super talented. I love Autumn. She's one of the females around here that she's a star. The world just don't know it yet. I don't know that she fully realizes it yet. She is. It's in there. I mean, it's in there. It just needs time to come out, or it needs something that pulls it fully out. She's a hell of a talent in the ring. And you know, she's one of the top women around this area. I don't think anybody can deny that. And as always, Premier Pro always puts on the best pro wrestling shows around West Tennessee right now. It's just as simple as that. I'm gonna say it. They just do. They got the top talent. These ain't just your country farm fed cornbread wrestlers. These guys are athletes. They come from all over the place. These guys are trying to make it to the big time, all of them. And all of them are awesome, man. All of them. I think that's the thing that sets Premier Pro Wrestling aside from every other company, definitely in West Tennessee. And a lot of, I mean, truthfully, it's getting to be the whole kind of the Mid-South area. Premier Pro Wrestling has to be ranked as one of the, I would say it's in the top 3 companies, period, around our whole area. And that's just the honest truth. It's the quality of talent, it's the quality of shows, and it's the consistency. There's the thing.
That, you know, that was the goal for us when we first started this gig. You know, I mean, not just for us, but for the local talent itself, you know, to bring in somebody else's local talent, and not just their local talent, their good talent. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's helped our guys. It's helped these folks, you know, and that's the goal for us. You know, we keep these wrestlers moving, keep new guys coming in, and that keeps these guys fresh. You know what I mean? It's not going to be the same thing. We're not going to go in and hit an arm drag 10 times that you seen last week from the same group of guys. You know what I mean? We try to give you something different. You know, where it's different for everybody. It puts everybody at an uncomfortable spot. You know, I mean, even when you go in the back of the locker room, everybody's so friendly, but at the end of the day, you can tell that everybody is not, it's not really that they're uncomfortable. They're just like, there's no buddy section. You know what I mean? There's there's no, hey, there's these 5 guys over in this corner and they're kicking it. They're the guys that's running the show and the whole gig. You know what I mean? And everybody else is just to themselves. I mean, everybody is just, I mean, it's crazy, man. It's really crazy how different how different it is from a lot of the other locker rooms that I've been in along this journey. You know what I mean? Making this happen.
Right. Yeah, it's I don't know if a lot of these local guys realize the advantage it is to get to work with some of these other guys from different places. Some of these the Russell twins, outstanding athletes. I mean, these guys are in shape. If you're going to get in the ring with these guys, you better be able to go yourself. And it's good for our guys to get to test themselves against these different guys. And that is pro wrestling. That's how it works. You go, you get to work this guy who's making a name for himself over here. He comes here, y'all wrestle, have a hell of a match. He likes you, you like him. That's how your name spreads in the wrestling business. He goes to where he is, and if somebody ever says, hey, man, we need an opponent for you, he's liable to say, hey, man, he's in Arkansas or he's in Tennessee, but, man, this dude right here, hell of a talent. That's how it happens. These wrestlers recommend other wrestlers for spots and positions, you know, and that's just the way it is. It's good for our talent. I like to see these boys in here. I like to see our local boys, because here's the thing. Before Premier Pro started, you know as well as I do, all these guys kind of all wrestled each other all the time. Around our area, all the same.
That's what I was getting at there. You know what I mean? Like, all right. So I was actually just thinking about this in my head. If on a scale of 1 to 10, you're a 6 and you're wrestling a 6 every week, you're not going to become a 7.
Right.
You know what I mean? It just don't work that way.
And if you two 6s have been wrestling each other for 6 fucking years, and you ain't got neither one of you got to 7 yet, you need iron sharpens iron. That's as simple as that. Hey, talk about a perfect example is Steel Cross. These guys were a team that 9 months ago, they were the tag team champions in a small pond. Simple as that. These guys, I don't know what happened to them. I don't know what lit a fire under their ass, but something changed. And these guys decided, hey, we can do this. I think they just realized that they were good at this and they could be even better. These guys have went out since then and pretty much went all over the Mid-South area making a name for themselves. And that's what I'm talking about. They're out now working with all this different talent that you see. They're the EPW tag team champions. They're working all the EPW talent. They're working talent. They come in for some of y'all shows. They come in and work. They're out working, and I think a lot of these other wrestlers ought to, if they've got confidence in themselves, they ought to kind of look at those guys and say, hey, not even a year ago, they were just wrestling on Saturday nights and maybe, maybe another show here and there, but there was no buzz about them, nothing. Now there's a big buzz about them. They're all over the Mid-South area. They went out and they proved themselves. And that's what a lot of these talent around here could do. They could do that.
You can't knock Ethan and Alex, man. I mean, so if we backtrack just a little bit, and I mean, this is off subject completely, but back when I was first started running with Alex and Ethan, we was going to Mark's show, and they liked it. They just wasn't, I guess you'd say in their heart, I guess, as much ready. They decided they wanted to stay more at TIWF, and that's okay. You know what I mean? I mean, you got when you do that thing, you got to be ready for yourself. You know what I mean? You got to be 100% prepared. And I told them, I mean, if you want to feel like you're on top, you got to go and be on top. You know what I mean? That's all you got to do. You got to take the initiative to go be on top. Go to this company, go to that company. You know what I mean? And hey, they did it. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, truthfully, around our area, they have to be hometown guys. They may be the best tag team around our whole area of local hometown guys, period. Of all the companies, they may be the most solid team, in my opinion. There's a lot of good teams out there. You got the Crowleys. The Hustlers are still out there floating around doing what they do always. You got all these different teams, but these guys went from not even being a lot of people out of Trenton, Tennessee, and this little part of West Tennessee did not even know who Ethan and Alex was 9-10 months ago. Now everybody in the Mid-South area knows who they are. Yeah. And they decided to take that leap of faith and say, hey, here's the thing. You got to be ready, but sometime you've got to go on and jump in. You know what I mean? The opportunity's not always going to be there. And sometimes you got to take that opportunity when it comes and try, hopefully you knock that motherfucker out the park, which what I think Ethan and Alex has done. I do. Awesome tag team. Guys, we're going to start wrapping up. I want you guys to stay with me when we go off the air for a few minutes. I got a couple of things I need to plug, a couple shows. Man, I got a show tomorrow night, a podcast, 7 o'clock. I know a lot of my podcast watchers are going to be at the Premier Pro show, and it's something I don't ever do, and everybody tells me I should. There is replays of this shit. You can watch this shit after the Premier Pro show. Go home, watch Buster Unmasked tomorrow night. I got Mike Reels on, the first time I've ever had this guy on. First time I actually talked to him the first time in Jackson, Tennessee, 2 Thursdays ago at the PKAW show. And real cool dude. I'm anxious to get this guy on and talk to him. Everybody that I hear everything I hear about him is a cool ass cat. And then, hey, Saturday morning, 11 a.m. prime wrestling time. I'm trying something a little different. I got Robert Murray and Dwayne Cashman Midian on. These are a couple of young guys, a tag team. A couple of young guys that are out here. They're hungry. They're young. They're trying to make a name for themselves. They're actually the current SWAG tag team champions and the current NSWA tag team champions. Got them on Saturday morning. Trying some different things here. You know, we are, after the first of the year, definitely going to go back and reclaim the Wednesday night time slot on a regular basis. But we're going to do a lot of these different shows, too. Ain't no telling when I'm going to pop up, y'all. No telling when I'm going to be on. Guys, for myself, we appreciate everybody that watches. For the Premier Pro crew, $1 Million Baby, T-Pain, Zach, he's not with us tonight. We know why. My condolences goes out to him and his family. Guys, this has been a hell of a show. This is a monthly event. Even though we know it's going to happen, it's still going to be called a pop-up event. All right, everybody. Thank you. Tune in tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. And if you're at the Premier Pro show, 10 or 11 o'clock tomorrow night, watch the replay of Buster Unmasked. Thank y'all. Peace out.